Okay, Professor, I'm going to do it like this. You will see on that is written, everyone has a story to tell. But that we actually try to concentrate more on the individual more than the what you do. That one is also important because we're going to spend a lot of time there just now. But we also like to concentrate on you. So tell me, where were you born? Tell me a little thing about you growing up as a little girl.
That's a long time. I might shall remember everything. But okay, when was I born? I was born in 1967, the same year that the Civil War started. I'm older than the Civil War by 3 months. And I was born in Aba, Abia State. So my earliest experience was of the war. I don't remember much of the war, actually. I don't. But I remember after the war, 1970. That's my earliest memories, 1970. My parents were back from wherever they were during the war. We were at Tenugu. I remember that. I remember the street being so deserted. There were just few people in our street. I mean, the world kind of was strange to me in those days. There were not many people. It was like just few people that got created with my little mind. That was the way I figured it out. And but over the months, people started coming back, and we started having friends, neighbors, and it was time to go to school. And I started school. So that's about my little girl days.
That's really interesting. Really, really interesting. Now, looking at your curriculum, you have a lot and lot of achievement of work, especially in the academic world. Now, before we get there, I'm trying to understand, and I'm not going to trace so much on the Nigerian Civil War experience, even though we have a lot of things to discuss on that later on. But since we are still in the early age of your evolution now, of you growing up as a little girl, I'm trying to understand what influenced you. History is very important. Is what tells us where we are coming from. But if we don't know where we are coming from now, we don't even know where we are going, and that means we are confused with where we are right now. So I'm trying to understand what influenced you into making a decision that you want to make your contribution within the area of history.
Yeah, that's interesting. Thank you for this question, really. It's part of my little girl days. You see, I was so curious about life. I remember in those days, I'll be asking my mother, what happened before this time? What happened before that time? Sometimes she'll get exasperated and tell me to please give her a break. I wanted to know. I wanted to know from who created God. I wanted to know how did it all begin. I wanted to know how did I get to where I was. And she couldn't furnish all the answers. I would say in those days, I was closer to my mom. She was around. Unlike my father was a medical doctor, so he was always away. We get to see him in the evenings when he's back from work. And he didn't have all that too much time to spend with us. But my mother, she was a teacher. She had more time. She was available. So she took the barrage of all my questions. She couldn't answer all of them. In my primary school, around primary 3, primary 4, I heard about this subject, history, that they told stories of the past. That was my first fascination. So I looked forward to studying history. Sadly, when it was my turn to be in primary 5, the year that I should have started history was no more in the curriculum. So you can see that I was somehow cheated out of learning history early enough. But my curiosity persisted. My father may have contributed to it because he was always buying books for us. And I had a lot of them, exciting stories about the French Revolution and things like that. I read those stories as a child. They fascinated me the more. I wanted to know the past. I was intrigued about the lives of people, generations before mine. I wanted to know how life was like. So all this cumulatively informed my going to study history. It was in secondary school now. I had the opportunity of taking classes in history, and I loved it. And I didn't want to stop. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. And now I would like us to spend some few seconds there again. And because, in fact, that was a question I prepared for you, because being an expert in history, I was going to ask your reaction to the 10 years suspension of history in the Nigerian curriculum, which of course was brought back during the administration of Buhari.
Yeah.
So, in fact, you even bring it even forward now, in that in your days, it was also not in the curriculum.
Yeah.
Now, I'm even more curious. Tell me more about those periods when history was not in curriculum. I'm trying to understand actually, what is the reason, what is the justification? Why was history had to be removed from curriculum in your time? Then we'll come also to the current time.
Yeah, you see, I had no way of knowing that there was an official policy. I was too young. That was my primary school. And my world was not that broad. I don't think beyond the little programs, on TV for children, somebody like me bothered with a national news. The way I was brought up, we were made to go to bed by 7 o'clock. So that kind of cut me off from the news period. News in those days was 9 p.m. I should have gone to bed 2 hours earlier. So I had no idea that there was an official policy to remove history. I only know that it was when it was my turn in primary school to be taught history, there was no history. That's just all I knew. But not even in secondary school, it was in the university I became aware of the politics of removing history from the curriculum. When we were admitted to history, that was 1985. By 1986, 1987, we heard through our lecturers about this national policy against history, So we were very few in class, I remember. In my department, we were very few. My own class, we were about 11 students who came to study history. We were made up by people from education and mass communication, borrowing the course and so on. But for those of us that came to study history, we were just 11. And the year before me, they were equally, I think they were 9 or even less than 9. So we became aware through our lecturers that there was a policy against history. The government wanted to promote the science subjects. So the humanities had to be stepped down. And one of the courses that was out of favor was history. It didn't affect me personally. It didn't bother me. I continued reading history. And I remember telling my colleagues in those days that if I will come back again, let's say I will die and God will recreate the world and I will come back, I will still study history.